Hey everyone, welcome to another $1,000 strap search. I sort of have my $1,000 in singles here, and I'm about to show you what I found. But before I do, let's talk about this week's tip. Now, I get a lot of questions about consecutive serial numbers and how much they're worth. And to me, I tend to find consecutive serial numbers as a detriment. And what I mean is, notes start consecutive. Okay, so that's the way that every brand new note comes. So finding consecutive numbers is as easy as finding brand new notes. So it's not really that hard. The problem comes with if you have a consecutive note, or two or three of these consecutive notes, odds are you don't want to separate them. Well, if I'm looking for one particular note, and you happen to have five consecutive, that means I have to buy five of the notes because you don't want to sell them separately. And that's not just true for moderns, but that's also true for older notes. If you have two consecutive chief notes, I can understand you not wanting to separate those two. But you'd also have to understand that if I want to buy a chief note, I don't want to buy two of them. Now, yeah, there could be a subset of people that collect consecutives, but remember, I always like to think 1% of the population collects coins. And of that 1% of the population that collects coins, how few of them actually collect paper money? Well, 1% of the population is 3.5 million. If only 25% of those people collect paper money, that means we're talking less than a million people that collect paper money. And if less than a million people collect paper money, what percentage of them are going after consecutive notes? You see how you keep cutting the pie into smaller and smaller and smaller pieces? Before you know it, everybody's got consecutive notes and there aren't any buyers. Kind of like with trinaries. I'm sure there are people that collect trinaries. Myself, I am one of them, but I don't pay anything additional for them. But everybody finds trinaries and everybody wants to sell their trinaries, but there's just nobody there to buy them because that section of pie is just that small. Anyway, that's kind of how I feel with consecutive serial numbers. I don't give them any additional value, but there would be one specific time that I would, and that has to do with a brand new strap. But we'll get into that later. All right, I've got my $1,000 in singles here. Let's take a look at what I found. But before I do that, these are the first notes from my Vegas trip. I pulled out four. Well, when I went to the bank, I asked them for 500 singles, and they did give me 500, but 400 of the 500 were crisp uncirculated. That's how I've gotten all of these. So I put the 400 crisp uncirculated with notes from downtown. So these notes here are from the Grand, Circa, El Cortez, Four Queens, Golden Nugget, and the Plaza. So first, let's take a peek at what I found going through the notes. I did find a birthday note. This one is October 23rd, 1939. This one's a reverse birthday, I guess you'd call it, 2005, August 16th. Then I've got a trinary, 1s, 4s, and 6s. Another trinary, 0s, 5s, and 7s. And one quad 1s. And the stars that I found. This one is a 2021 star, which is pretty cool considering this is supposed to be the last year that they make stars. Another 2021 star. This one is 2017A. Don't forget to check to see if they're filled in. These aren't. This is a 2013. And then some of the older notes I found. 2003A, pretty rough shape. This one's a little brighter for a 2003A. Oh, I dropped one. That's another 2003A. Can't find it. There it is. Yep. No, 2003, I should say. 2003 here. 2003. 2001. And this one is 1995. Checking to see if it's a web note. It is not. You can see there. And the oldest note I found was a 1988A, also not a web note. So those were my finds from my from downtown, I should say. But like I said, when I went to the bank, they hit the button on their machine, and it pumped out 400 brand new singles and 100 that was just circulated. So I put the 100 circulated in another group, and I grabbed the 400 here. And when they were putting them through the counter, they started flipping them every different way, and it wouldn't read one note, so they'd have to go back and do it again. So it actually took me a little while to put all of these in order. So I've got a partial strap here, which I've been using to fill anything I pulled from here. This is a second grouping here. This starts off at 44 and goes to 99, 500. And then this group here is from 01 all the way to 800. So this one is, I believe, it might even be a full strap. Or no, it was missing like 3 notes in the center, because banks hate brand new notes, so they tend to try to break these up, separate them, because that way they're much easier to handle. I mean, handling crisp uncirculated notes from a bank's aspect, it's harder to do. Another thing is when it comes to returning notes. If I was to return these to the bank's going to kind of wonder what the hell I'm doing with crisp uncirculated consecutive notes and why I'm returning them. So to alleviate suspicion of any wrongdoing at all, I'm going to put 10 of these notes into each strap. That way I spread them out a little bit and there's no questions. But there is some other stuff I do want to show you. Let's start here. This is a full strap 501, full strap of 2021s, 501, and the last one is 600. All of the notes are in this group, so this one is a full strap. So I'm going to keep it because all the notes are there. I just think that's neat. With the Federal Reserve no longer being required to have notes in order, this is one of the last straps where the notes are still in order. Now, when I say that, what's actually going to happen is there'll just be gaps. They don't have to insert stars for notes that they pull. But that also means that the top note won't be 01. It will be just a random number, and the notes will still be in order, but they may have gaps. So like I said, finding a full strap where the notes are in order, starting with 01, ending with 00, that's pretty cool, so I'm going to hang on to that. But when I put these together, I also discovered this. This is nearly a full strap of stars. Okay, a full strap that's missing one note. It's missing number 173 in the strap, but all of these are stars. All of these are consecutive. That a strap of stars from 2021, the last year that they're supposed to have straps of stars, to me that's a really cool find. But it gets better. Look at that serial number, 00200-101. That's a trinary. Who cares? What's important is it's 00200. Well, what's the last note in this strap going to be? Let me show you. The last note in that strap, 0020020. And it's a star note. It's a binary, 0s and 2s. It's a radar where it reads 00200200. Reads the same forward and back. A binary radar star note found in circulation. This is one of the coolest finds I've found in a long time. I don't even want to speculate on value. I would like to believe, since it's crisp uncirculated from the pack, this could easily be $100, right? I don't know. I don't even want to guess, but I'm not selling it. I'm keeping it with the strap, even though there's one note missing from the strap. That's the way you want to find these. That's the importance of the notes being in consecutive order when they're brand new, because now just by looking at that strap there, I knew that this was in there. And of course, this one is in beautiful shape, fresh from the pack. That is such a cool find. So when I went to the bank and they handed me 400 uncirculated notes. I can't tell you how disappointed I was at the time because I didn't expect to be able to find anything. It wasn't until I got home and actually checked the number to discover that little find. So yeah, I went from, wow, what a waste of $400 to what an incredible find. All right, guys, if you learned anything new, go ahead and hit that like button. If you like what you see and you want to see more, please subscribe. Love reading all your comments. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.